All right, Dave Cohen talking with Georgia State's head basketball coach Rod Barnes. And, Coach, just finished up your first season at Georgia State. Your overall reaction, I know it was a 9-win season, and I'm sure you expected more, but a lot of close games this year. But you really had your first run through the CAA. What was your impression now that it's all in the rearview mirror?
Well, I think we did what we wanted to do from the very beginning, and that's to build a foundation. And I think our kids and our fans and everyone kind of know what they're going to be getting. And we didn't get a chance to because of our depth and, getting here and trying to build a program into everything that we want to do. But I thought our kids competed. As you mentioned, I never would have thought in my wildest dream that we only win 9 games. But our guys competed every night out, and I think we've got a lot to build on, and we're really excited about the future. And looking past looking over last season, we just really thought that there were some opportunities there that we could have got some wins, and hopefully next season those last second shots go our way.
Well, you look back at it, an overtime loss to VCU at home, a last-second missed shot at VCU, which the Panthers, almost won. There was a three-game stretch, three losses by 2. But instead of looking at it, say, to the negative side, boy, it just goes to show you how close we are in this league right now.
Well, it is, and that's one thing that we wanted to make as a staff a promise that we would compete in this league. And now we felt like we did that this year, but now we want to win. And we think with our guys that are returning and kids that we had setting out in our recruiting class that we've got a great opportunity to move up in the league. And, one of the things, Dave, we always talk about is being one of those first 4 teams that get a bye first during the conference tournament. So it gives you an opportunity to make the NCAA tournament, and that's our goal, and we think we're much closer at this particular point than we were last year at the same time.
You talked about the fact that we got 5 players that have transferred in that are sitting out, and you and I talked on the radio during the year a couple of times about getting the players to buy in from one system to the next. And by the end of the year, pretty much everybody had bought in. The transfers have already bought in, and they've been practicing all year. I would imagine as you go through the summer and get ready for this upcoming season, it's going to be a whole lot easier getting this team ready to play. And I say easier, I know there's a lot of hard work, but the uphill climb that you had in coming into year 1 won't be there this year.
Well, it won't, and that's what we feel like we can build on. As you mentioned, I think our returning players, the one that played this year and that were eligible this year, now they understand what we mean, terminology, the work ethic that we want, what's expected from them on and off the court. And as our transfers, the ones that came in, that those are guys that now they've been through it a year. And they've also had an opportunity to see the other guys' mistakes as far as practices of games. So we've got a lot to build on. And we go into this season with all of our, this summer and this fall, with all of our guys healthy right now. Last year we came in and we had a couple of guys that were nicked up and hurt, and we couldn't get after it once we got here. But now guys are here, they're excited about it. They know we got something to build on. So now we can really, build on some more specific things than we did last year. Last year, at this time, we're just trying to get everybody on the same page, just trying to make sure everybody's going to stay here and get the doubts out of their mind. And sometimes it takes a season for that to happen. And as you mentioned, I think right now there's no questions as far as these guys understanding what coach wants. And I think they've felt like during the last 6, 7, 8 games, they started to feel a little bit more comfortable with what I needed and what I wanted as a coach, and I felt more comfortable with them. And, just from our player standpoint, they probably know Coach, but I know them. I know Leonard Mendez better now. I know Trey Golston better. I know Kevin Lott better. I know Chase better. So it's just going to only help us now to build on those things that they may have been a little weak in, and try to strengthen those areas that they didn't play that well. So we've got a better sense, and we're better focused on the things that will help our program overall.
As you go through the summer, what are some of the areas that you kind of want to focus on before you get to October 15th practice?
Right. Well, the first thing, we've got to get mentally tougher. We got to get in the weight room. We'll be in the weight room starting in June, 4 days a week. And then we got to play more because we have those 5 transfers. They're talented, but we've got to get them, mixed in a little bit better. This year they were kind of the scout team, as a lot of people like to say, and probably starting in October, a lot of those guys are going to have an opportunity to compete for starting jobs. That's one thing. And then just building our camaraderie together. This is the time what you call, as I tell our players, individually you're working, but you're working to work for our team. And this will be that type of year. We're going to have a tough, summer because there's a lot of expectations, which I like that. That's what we want. And we've got to put a lot of hard work in, as you said, to make sure that there's no mishaps once we get to October and start practicing.
Final question, as you go throughout the summer and you begin to finalize the schedule, played a fairly aggressive schedule last year, and a lot of coaches like to play aggressive schedules. Anything that you can say now as far as who you'll play or who you might be looking to play or how you're looking to build that non-conference portion of the schedule?
Well, we're going to stay strong. I mean, I thought last year we came in and added Jacksonville and added Troy State, which those are games. One of them we'll have to return to Troy, and Jacksonville will come here. But we're going to start the year off going to Minnesota, being in an exempt tournament. And a couple of years from now, Minnesota will return back to us. So we feel like our non-conference schedule is going to be really tough. But that's what we want to do. I mean, we got Florida State coming back here as a part of a 4-game series, and we go to Tech. So those are the type of games that I think our people want to see. But those are the type of game that if you want to be in the top 25, if you want to be a team that's vying for an opportunity for an at-large bid, you've got to play that type of schedule. We'll be dropping Bethune-Cookman, which we played them this year, but they've decided, which we've decided for both parties and universities and programs, that we won't be doing that game. So our schedule is going to be aggressive. It's going to be a really challenge. It's going to be tougher than last year, but I think our team will be better. And as we talked about last year, I like to say I like to play a schedule that's challenging to our team, and that's what we're going to have this year.
All right, Coach, as always, good talking to you, and we'll keep up with you throughout the summer and keep up with the progress of this team as we look forward to the 08-09 season.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to it, and thanks for having me on.
All right, again, I want to thank Georgia State's head basketball coach, Rod Barnes.